The 2023 NFL preseason is in the books, which means it's time for Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus to make some tough roster decisions. I'm going to make those decisions myself on today's video and go through my 53-man roster projection. Now, maybe I'll do one more final one depending on if there's some cuts or some trades that come up between now and Tuesday, which, speaking of, Tuesday at 3 o'clock Central Time, teams must trim from 90 to 53 players. So this may or may not be my final roster projection, but keep in mind that we are nearing the deadline here in just a couple of days. I'm going to go ahead and keep 3 quarterbacks. I know this is going to be controversial among some. Justin Fields, Tyson Bagent, P.J. Walker. I just think the Bears are going to feel more comfortable if they keep Walker on the initial 53. I don't think there's any doubt that Bagent has earned being the backup quarterback, but I still think Walker is going to make it initially. He's played with DJ Moore. He's been in this league. He's been through the battles. I think the Bears will value those things. Now, maybe as the season goes on and they feel more comfortable with Bagent being that backup and helping Justin Fields prepare, maybe they will then cut P.J. Walker to clear a roster spot. But if I had to guess right now initially, I think Walker does make the initial 53. Now, maybe you disagree with me. Predict it for me down in the comments. How many quarterbacks will the Bears keep on the 53-man roster, at least initially? Type 2 for 2 or 3 for 3. I'm going to go 3. I don't feel great about it. I don't think Walker's had a strong preseason. I thought he looked slightly better against Buffalo, but definitely has been outplayed by Tyson Bagent. I'm going to go with 5 running backs / fullbacks here. Khalil Herbert, Roschon Johnson, they're locks. And I'm going to keep D'Onta Foreman. You know, he just flashes this power that is really intriguing. He's had a couple of catches in the preseason as well. If he can show value as a pass catcher, I think he can stick around. I'll keep Travis Homer, a guy who's going to play on special teams, and then Khari Blasingame as the fullback. Now, obviously, that means that Trestan Ebner is a notable cut. At the end of the video, we'll take a look at my practice squad projection as well. Ebner would be a strong candidate for that, but I just think with Ebner missing the past couple of weeks and Homer playing, you know what you have in Homer. He's valuable on special teams, so I think he's someone that the Bears will keep around. 6 wide receivers. A little reluctant on Equanimeous St. Brown, but DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, Tyler Scott, they're locks. I think Velus Jones is safe, especially with Dante Pettis getting cut. And then Equanimeous St. Brown, don't feel great about it. Didn't really show me much in the preseason, but Darius Fountain didn't exactly take a job away from him in the final preseason game. Had he balled out, maybe I'd feel differently. But I will say this. EQ could be a guy that makes it initially, but then doesn't stick around for long term. I still think the Bears may sign a punt returner after the initial roster cuts. If a DeAndre Carter gets cut from the Raiders, or if someone else who's been known as a return specialist becomes available, I could see Ryan Poles making a move, putting out a waiver claim, which, again, the Bears are number 1 in the waiver claim order, and making that move. Now, Matt Eberflus said on Saturday that he liked what he saw from Tyler Scott as the punt returner. I mean, he simply caught the ball. He was more impressive as a kick returner, where he busted one for over 50 yards, but I still think securing a veteran punt returner could be in the works, and if that happens, St. Brown would probably be someone that gets cut to make room for said player. Help us out. We're trying to get to 70,000 subscribers here on Chicago Bears Now. We're currently at 69,780, which means we're just 220 away. Can we get there before roster cutdown day on Tuesday? That's my challenge to you. Hit that sub button, turn on notifications, daily videos. As cuts come in, we will break that down here on this channel. Okay, let's get to the tight end position. I think this is the easiest one to project and to predict. Cole Kmet, Robert Tonyan, Mercedes Lewis. Steven Carlson dropped a touchdown yesterday. He had done some good things in camp and in the preseason, but he needed to have a perfect game yesterday to make it. He had 2 drops. That drop from Bagent in the end zone was just brutal. It just can't happen. I think he could be a guy that maybe makes the practice squad, but I think at the end of the day, these 3 guys are going to be your tight ends, and quite frankly, we're always going to be your tight ends, barring something unforeseen. We told you on a recent video about our new sponsor. That is Marine Layer, another clothing apparel company for us here at Chat Sports, rocking some Marine Layer stuff here today. You can get 15% off with code CHAT15 at marinelayer.com/chat15. How many times have you out there felt that you are in between sizes when buying clothes. Maybe you've been drinking a few too many beers lately, like me on some watch parties. Or maybe you're like producer Rolly and you're hitting the gym a little extra hard and all of a sudden you're in between sizes again. What's cool about Marine Layer is they have in between sizes. You finally no longer have to make that difficult choice between a medium and a large or a large and an extra large. We're trying to make Marge a thing. Whether you're going on a date, the office, or keeping it casual while watching sports, Marine Layer has the best shirts for every single occasion. And you can take a look at the one I'm rocking right here, which is on your screen right now. Just the button-up sweater collared shirt here. It's absolutely fantastic. It's called the Asher Print Sweater Button Down. It's breathable, it's nice, and it is a little bit thick, so once things cool down, it'll be feeling even better. You can rock this on date night or to the office or wherever the case may be. Get going with Marine Layer today. They got hoodies as well. I think we can all admit the perfect t-shirt can be hard to find. So look no further than Marine Layer. For a limited time only, get 15% off with code CHAT15 at marinelayer.com/chat15. Their t-shirts and other clothing items are so soft, you'll think that you're petting your cat. Shout out to my cat, Opal, at home. Promo code CHAT15 to get 15% off. Marine Layer, you're going to be feeling more comfortable than ever. Okay, let's go to the offensive line here. I've kind of been with these 9 for a while. You got your starters on the left side, Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, Cody Whitehair, Nate Davis, and Darnell Wright. Larry Borum, Tyree Carter, Lucas Patrick, Alex Leatherwood, and then Doug Kramer is a notable cut. Now, I think a couple of things to consider here. One, I still think there's a pretty good chance the Bears add an offensive lineman, whether it's in free agency or from a cut from another team, because they've got some guys who are nicked up right now. Tevin Jenkins is not going to be ready week 1. In fact, he might be a guy that comes through the initial 53 and then they place on short-term IR. Maybe you bring a Doug Kramer back after that. So we'll have to wait and see. But obviously some nicks and bruises on that offensive line right now. So I think some roster shuffling on the back end of this 53-man roster could take place after the initial 53. Let's go to the defensive side of the football now. I'm sticking with 9 here as well. Yannick Ngakoue, DeMarcus Walker, Justin Jones, Andrew Billings, your projected starters there. Terrell Lewis, I think he's safe. Dominique Robinson, I think, makes it. Your 2 rookie defensive tackles, Javon Dexter and Zach Pickens. Rasheem Green, I reluctantly have making it, although he didn't show me much in the preseason, did not play yesterday. And then Travis Bell is a notable cut as well. The question is, does Trevis Gipson stick around? Is he on the 53, or do they trade him? Jeremy Fowler dropping that report yesterday that Gipson and his agency has seek permission to seek a trade, and he's received that permission. And Gipson, of course, had 7 sacks a couple of years ago, but Gipson played so well in the preseason. Like, I personally would like to keep him, but if this report is believed to be accurate, you got to think the Bears are open to trading him. So I'll have him getting traded for now, but if he doesn't, I would keep him over Rasheem Green, and I would cut Rasheem Green. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. What say you? Should the Bears trade Trevis Gipson? Type T for trade or P for pass. If you can get a 5th-round pick, I would trade him. If it's a 6th or 7th, I'd have to think about it hard and maybe consider keeping him. Let me know. Put your jam cap on right now. I'm going to keep 5 linebackers here. You got your core 4, Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, Jack Sanborn, and Noah Sewell. And then Mykal Walker, I mean, the last 2 games, he's played pretty well. Was a starter last year for the Falcons. I think he might sneak onto the 53 here. Now, that means that Micah Baskerville, who's had a great camp in preseason, the UDFA out of LSU, that means he would get cut, as would Dylan Cole, who is a good special teams player, but has not been available for like 3 weeks now. They may just opt to go with a player who is. So Baskerville and Cole get cut. Walker sneaks on to the 53. You go to cornerback now. I'm sticking with these 6. Your top 4 obviously are pretty clear. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, Tyreek Stevenson, Terrell Smith. And then Jalen Jones and Josh Blackwell, who've missed a lot of time recently, but I just think the Bears value these guys. Jalen Jones is going to be a really good special teams player for this team, and Josh Blackwell has some pretty intriguing coverage traits. So I think both of them end up making it. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those 2 got cut, but for now, I'll go with 6 corners, with those being the 6. Safety position here, 4 players: Eddie Jackson, Jaquan Brisker, Elijah Hicks, and A.J. Thomas, with Adrian Colbert going to IR earlier this past week. I think that kind of clears the way for Thomas to be the fourth safety. Obviously, Kendall Williamson, a rookie 7th-round pick out of Stanford. He's on the outside looking in. I didn't see enough from him in the preseason. And then special teams, very simple. Cairo Santos, who's been automatic in the preseason. Trenton Gill at punter, who's been booming them. I thought he had a couple of great punts yesterday. And then Patrick Scales, your long snapper. Very simple, kicker, punter, long snapper. That will be your special teams unit this year. So grade my 53-man roster projection. A, B, C, D, or F. How do you feel about it? If there's any differences you would change or things you would move around, let me know. But give me a grade A, B, C, D, or F. And then let's go through my practice squad projection. 8 on offense, 8 on defense. I'll keep Nathan Peterman around. Now, that could depend on what happens with P.J. Walker, but I'll keep him for now. Treston Ebner, Robert Burns coming out of the backfield. I thought they both showed good things. Ebner's obviously missed some time, but Burns took advantage of his opportunities. Darius Fountain did some good things in the preseason. Not enough to make the 53 probably, but if he clears waivers, I'd bring him back. Simba Webster as well. He's always good to just keep around in case you need to elevate a return option. Doug Kramer, I think he's worth continuing to develop at center. Kellen Deesh, I thought, did some good things. And then Logan Stenberg has some starting experience at guard. So as an interior option, I think I'd bring him back on the practice squad. I think Travis Bell is a prime practice squad candidate, rookie 7th-round pick. He had a good preseason, but it's just a numbers game. I don't think he'll make the 53. Bravion Roy, he's played a decent amount. You keep him around. D'Anthony Jones, I thought he flashed these past 2 preseason games. Definitely worth developing on the practice squad. I don't think he's ready to be on the 53, but he's an intriguing player. Jalen Harris flashed signs during the preseason as well. Dylan Cole, if he clears waivers, I would certainly keep him around. He was a guy that I would have for sure had on the 53, but with his injuries, I think he falls down here. Micah Baskerville, close, but not quite on the 53, but definitely would keep developing him. And then Kendall Williamson and Michael Ojemudia. I thought Ojemudia played pretty well against Buffalo. If you want to keep a corner on the practice squad, he might be someone worth keeping. Name a player that you want on the practice squad. Maybe there's someone you're like, I wouldn't put him on the 53, but practice squad, for sure. Micah Baskerville is that guy for me. Like, he had a great camp, great preseason, didn't do anything wrong. It's just this linebacker position's crowded right now. So I would keep him on the practice squad. Name a player you would like to continue to develop on that P squad. All right, that's going to do it for Chicago Bears now. Go check out Marine Layer, marinelayer.com/chat15 to get 15% off. We will see you guys soon as roster cuts are coming.